Monitor vertical speed.
A corrective RA is depicted as a red and green band on the VSI scale. Corrective action must be made to move the needle out of the red in the green band to minimize the risk of collision. You must react within 5 seconds. A vertical speed of 1,500 feet per minute is generally required, and the vertical acceleration for this maneuver is 0.25 Gs.
Climb. Climb.
Depiction of an additional corrective RA is the same as for a corrective RA, but you must react within 2.5 seconds and place the VSI needle out of the red into the green band. A vertical speed of 2,500 feet per minute is generally required. This type of RA always follows after a corrective RA, but Tcas calculation has revealed that a further increase in vertical speed is necessary to prevent a collision.
Increase climb. Increase climb.
Every RA has an associated oral warning issued through both the loudspeakers and the headsets. See the color code for the different types of RAs. Click on the relevant RA to hear the audio. The PPI also serves as a mode, failure indication, and message display. Click on the respective field to view a description and the related PPI display. Tcas automatically self-tests on power-up and during normal operation. Additionally, a combined transponder and Tcas test can be initiated by pressing and releasing the test button on the controller. Pass is displayed together with the fail light illuminating for 3 seconds to indicate a passed transponder test. Make sure the mode selector is in standby during test. Otherwise, your system could create RAs for nearby aircraft in flight. To indicate a failed transponder test, a certain fail code is displayed on the controller and the fail light illuminates continuously. Note that Tcas needs at least one functioning Mode S transponder to be operable. The Tcas test runs in parallel to the transponder test, both on the PFDs and the PPIs. The following test pattern is visible. At the end of the test, an audio message is heard. Tcas system test OK for a pass test, or Tcas system test fail for a failed test.
Tcas system test OK.
The following Tcas functions are inhibited during certain different conditions, mainly dependent on flap position and radio altitude. Click on the Tcas functions to have a look at these conditions and the reasons for the inhibitions. As you now should know, the collision criterion is generally a time parameter. Nevertheless, it is possible that Tcas does not issue a resolution advisory, although another target is nearby. This failure is called missed distance filtering. Tcas computes the horizontal missed distance with another aircraft, HMD. In case the HMD is sufficient, which depends on own aircraft altitude, a resolution advisory will not be triggered. Another feature of Tcas is DMOD, distance modification. Should two aircraft approach each other very slowly due to a small lateral convergence angle, the TAU value is high because the CPA is far away, as you can see in this example. In that case, DMOD is activated, and depending on the horizontal distance, a TA or RA is issued. For TAs, the DMOD values lie between 0.3 and 1.3 nautical miles, and for RAs between 0.1 and 1.2 nautical miles. Both depend on the own aircraft altitude. To avoid undesired warnings triggered by aircraft on ground, Tcas checks for those targets when passing 1,700 feet radio altitude. Thereafter, all aircraft which are detected below 380 feet radio altitude are considered to be on ground and therefore cannot trigger RAs. Moreover, Mode S transponders send an on-ground signal. These targets will be disregarded. From entering the runway before takeoff until leaving the runway after landing, the transponder and Tcas shall be selected to TARA, which provides full functionality. During taxi on ground, some airports and operators instruct flight crews to switch Mode S transponders to on. For this, please check your manuals. Anyway, at the parking stand, the system must be set to standby. In case a TA is issued, try to identify the traffic visually with help from the PPI and be prepared for a subsequent RA. Although a TA indicates that the target might become a severe threat, you must maintain the current flight path. Do not maneuver solely based on traffic information from the PPI or in response to a TA. Moreover, do not report a TA to ATC.
Traffic. Traffic.
In the event of an RA, respond immediately by following the RA as indicated on the PFD, unless doing so would jeopardize the safety of the airplane. Note that stall warning, wind shear, and enhanced ground proximity warning system alerts have precedence over Tcas, and that visually acquired traffic may not be the same traffic causing an RA. Follow the RA even if there is a conflict between the RA and an ATC instruction, and never maneuver in the opposite sense to an RA.
Climb. Climb.
As soon as possible, as permitted by workload, notify the appropriate ATC unit of any RA which requires a deviation from the current air traffic control instruction or clearance by using the following standard phraseology. Note that ATC has no indication of your RA unless you report it. To prevent unwanted RAs when simultaneous approaches to parallel runways are conducted, or after an engine failure, some operators instruct their pilots to switch Tcas to TA-only mode. Again, please check your manuals. An important procedure to avoid nuisance RAs or TAs is to limit vertical speed within the last 1,000 feet from the cleared flight level or altitude. The maximum allowed vertical speed in those cases differs by operator and country, but is generally at or below 1,500 feet per minute. Please have a very close look at the Tcas memory items extracted from the Avro RJ Quick Reference Handbook, QRH, as you might soon need them. Following factors are not considered by Tcas when issuing an RA: excessive bank angles, engine inoperative cases, landing gear extended, operation at high altitudes, and operation at low speeds. It is therefore possible to reduce the stall margin when following an RA. Always respect stall warnings. They have precedence over Tcas RAs. Congratulations! You have now completed this module.